If you've ever cut your finger, you've seen it. Red blood dripping out, looking dramatic on a white tissue. We all know blood is red, but have you ever stopped to ask why? Why not blue, green, or purple, like in comic books or sci-fi movies? The answer is surprisingly complex, and it takes us deep into biology, chemistry, and even evolution. So buckle up, because something you've taken for granted your whole life is about to get a lot more interesting. Let's start with the obvious observation. When you look at your veins through your skin, they appear blue. Many people grow up thinking blood inside our veins must be blue too, and it only turns red when it comes out and touches oxygen. But that's a myth. The truth is, our blood is always red. Different shades of red depending on how much oxygen it's carrying, but red nonetheless. So why does it look blue under our skin? That's due to how light penetrates and reflects through layers of tissue. The skin scatters light, and the wavelengths that bounce back make veins appear bluish. It's an optical illusion, not a chemistry lesson. The real reason our blood is red comes down to a molecule called hemoglobin, found in our red blood cells. Hemoglobin is like the delivery truck of your body, carrying oxygen from your lungs to your muscles, brain, and every single cell that needs fuel. Each hemoglobin molecule contains iron atoms, and those iron atoms are the key. When iron binds to oxygen, it creates a chemical structure that absorbs and reflects light in such a way that the blood looks bright red. Without oxygen, hemoglobin still has iron, but the blood looks darker, almost maroon. That's why your blood looks brighter from a fresh cut, but darker when drawn into a tube. But here's where it gets fascinating. Not every creature has red blood. The color of blood depends on the metal at the heart of its oxygen-carrying molecule. Humans and most vertebrates use iron, giving us red blood. Some crustaceans and mollusks, like crabs and octopuses, use copper instead of iron. Their blood contains hemocyanin, which makes their blood bluish when oxygenated. Imagine cutting yourself and seeing blue liquid come out. That's everyday life for an octopus. Even stranger, some worms and leeches use molecules with vanadium, which can make their blood green. There are even sea cucumbers with yellow blood and some marine worms with violet blood. So in the grand scheme of biology, red is just one color option on a very weird palette. Back to us humans, why did evolution settle on iron and red blood for us? Iron is abundant on Earth, and it's highly efficient at binding and releasing oxygen. Our atmosphere and environment made iron the most practical choice. Over millions of years, nature picked the most cost-effective delivery system for oxygen. Red blood is the result of that evolutionary bargain. It's not because red is prettier, though it does make medical dramas look more intense. There's also symbolism around red blood that runs deep in culture. Across human history, blood has been associated with life, vitality, sacrifice, and danger. Poets call it the river of life. Warriors spill it in battle, doctors save it in transfusions, and rituals around the world have treated blood as sacred. That red color, so striking against pale skin or white clothing, has shaped mythology and medicine alike. Imagine if human blood had been green. Halloween decorations would look completely different, and our language would probably talk about green lifeblood. Now let's talk a little chemistry. Hemoglobin isn't just red for fun. It's a marvel of molecular engineering. Each hemoglobin molecule can carry 4 oxygen molecules at a time. It doesn't just latch on blindly, either. It picks up oxygen where there's plenty, like your lungs, and drops it off where oxygen is scarce, like your working muscles. This cooperative binding makes hemoglobin insanely efficient, and the red color is the outward sign of this microscopic teamwork. Think of it as nature's Uber system, except your fare is energy and your car is red. We should also clear up another myth. Some people think that the color of blood changes drastically when it's inside veins versus arteries. It doesn't. Arterial blood, fresh from the lungs, is bright red, while venous blood, after dropping off oxygen, is darker red. The difference is real but subtle, not a switch from blue to red. Surgeons, nurses, and lab techs can see the difference right away, but it's always shades of red, never blue. Another fun fact, the redness of blood is also why bruises change color. When blood leaks under your skin from broken capillaries, it starts red, but then turns purplish, greenish, and yellowish as your body breaks down the hemoglobin and recycles the iron. So that rainbow bruise on your arm, it's like a chemistry timeline painted right under your skin. This leads us to one of the most important takeaways. The color of our blood isn't just cosmetic. It's a clue to our biology, evolution, and chemistry. Without hemoglobin's iron and its red hue, we wouldn't have the efficient oxygen delivery system that keeps us alive and functioning. That bright splash of red is more than just a warning sign when you're hurt. It's proof of the incredible engineering inside your body. Think of it this way. Every heartbeat pumps red blood loaded with oxygen through 100,000 kilometers of blood vessels in your body every single day. That red tide fuels your brain, powers your muscles, and keeps your organs humming. So the next time you see a drop of blood, don't just think, ouch. Remember, that red color is the reason you're alive and functioning. So here's the big question. Now that you know why blood is red, does it change the way you look at yourself? Does it make you marvel at biology a little more, or does it just make you slightly queasy at the sight of blood? Either way, one thing is certain. Without that red, we wouldn't be here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wiseuse for more science stories that turn everyday questions into fascinating answers.